Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Xillia. In the last episode, a lot of crap happened. We ended up having a fight with Alvin, and we reunited with our old teammates, except, well, Milla, of course. But we've already seen this skit before. I saw it at the end of the last episode. Really like this skit, by the way. I showed this again because this was a different recording session. And I was like, oh, let's go ahead and just reload the save file, and lo and behold, I had to watch the skit again. But I really like this skit. This skit's funny because it uses Tipo as a freaking stress ball.
All the stress is drained through my fingers.
I know, right? It's crazy addictive.
Don't stretch, Tipo.
No. He's gonna get all stretched out. I feel so violated.
I feel so violated. But in today's episode, we are going to go to Fennmont in order to meet up with Gaius, because apparently Muzét has attacked Fennmont, trying to destroy all the people who know about the schism. And, well, we're just gonna go to Fennmont. So let's go into the Quaid entrance here. But what we need to do for this, and honestly, before you do any of that, you want to go to the Talon Medical School. Now, you can do this later in Chapter 4, but it's best to do it now. If you come here, actually, this wasn't here. This was after the event that we're supposed to go. This happens after we meet with Gaius, so we'll be coming back to it here soon. Now, when I got here to Fennmont first, because it's been a while since I've been here, and I vaguely remember this place, because the last time I played it was probably a few months ago, we need to actually go to the main area in Fennmont. You can actually use the Sea Haven. I forgot you can use the Sea Haven to kind of just go to the other Sea Havens, but honestly, if you have fast travel, I've always wondered, why is that even an option? Because you have fast travel, it's faster to do it that way. But anyways, what we need to do is we need to actually go to the main square in Fennmont. If you guys remember that. That was kind of the main area that we need to actually go to in order to find Gaius, because he's still running around here in Fennmont. So let's go to the Central Plaza.
What's going on?
Somebody help! This is terrible.
And unfortunately, not surprising. Olympian soldiers are popping up in cities across Maxia.
Because Gillen's gone now?
That's part of it, no doubt. But on top of that...
Stay back, you hear me? Don't make me hurt you!
He's terrified. It's Muzét, isn't it?
She's been swatting them like flies.
Stop!
Sorry to do this, dude. We're gonna have to put you down, man. Seriously. Like, I really feel bad for this guy because he literally is terrifying. But you kind of just have to put this guy down and out of his misery, unfortunately.
Freeze! All of you!
So you survived after all.
Gaius!
Throw him in a cell. These people are with me. Stop it! Let me go!
Come quietly, or else...
All of Olympius will die at this rate. What do we do to deserve this?
Gillen said the same thing.
Wow, Gaius, when did you start ordering around Rashagal troops?
Everyone in Rashagal succumbed to terror and panic after Noctigal's death. I led them from the chaos.
Wow, that's some trick!
What exactly are you doing here in Fennmont?
We are working with the Rashagal military to salvage the Lance of Kresnik from the bottom of the ocean.
Why? What do you want with the lance now?
Exodus may be gone, but it's unlikely they've abandoned their otherworld reactor plan. I will put a stop to it. And you? What of your plans?
We want to talk with Muzét.
Why come find me?
We heard you've been fighting her, so we figured you might know something.
Your Highness, we're ready to set sail.
Good. Come to the Sea Haven.
How come?
Come with me, and you may get your chance to see Muzét.
We should join him.
Okay.
And that's exactly why I
Fennmont is such a beautiful
completely forgot
city.
about...
They call it the spirit-lit seat of kings.
that's why I completely was mistaken
Now I
about the
finally
Sea Haven
understand the
business and why I went there
spirit-lit part.
first, is because you have to actually
When I
come
see the
here
lights
and then
in
activate that
Fennmont,
cutscene
I
in
can't
order
help but
to
miss how
access
bright
to
the
go to the
land
Sea
is.
Haven.
I know
But
exactly what you mean.
This place
anyways.
is perpetually night.
Leia, can you stop talking? Holy crap.
That's just your imagination running away with you.
Aye, okay, now we have a skit here. It's called The King of Milla and Maxwell. Let's go ahead and listen to this.
I can't believe how cool Gaius is. He's got soldiers from both Azul and Rashigal heeding his every word.
That is pretty impressive. But Leia, you need to watch your tone around him. You're way too casual.
I was legitimately afraid for your life.
Oops. I guess my excitement got the better of me. You think Gaius was pissed?
Who knows? He never shows any emotion.
A man in charge of 2 nations probably doesn't care about such trifles. Probably.
Yeah, I thought so. It's no biggie.
But try not to get carried away next time, okay?
Indeed. Push a man like that too far, and you'll be dead before you see the sword leave his sheath.
Yeah, next time I'll keep a lid on it.
I didn't really think what she did was that bad, but... what can you do? We have another skit here. Tales of School, Part 2. Let's go ahead and listen to it.
I wonder what school's like.
I bet you want to go to school too, huh? Don't worry. As soon as we find a nice, safe place for you to live, you can start going.
I don't want to go.
Oh? May I ask why?
Because if I bring Tipo to school, won't they get mad at me?
You needn't worry about that. I'll ask them to let Tipo go too.
I can go too?
Sure. Leia used to take dogs and cats to school with her.
Then I do want to go. Why didn't you tell us sooner?
I hope we'll be able to send Elise to school soon.
Indeed. And I'd like to see you continue your education as well. Mark my words, Jude. One of these days, life will return to normal.
Yeah, I guess it will.
And that was Part 2 of a skit sequence that we've seen before. And we've actually got another sub-event. This is the one I was talking about, so let's go ahead and listen to this one.
What's up?
Coming back to Fennmont like this makes me miss my old medical school.
Then why not drop by?
You don't mind?
Nah. You must have really loved it there if you miss it this much. I guess becoming a doctor really is your calling.
This is the...
What's this shiny snow?
It's petals falling from
So
the
many
lumen
people are
trees.
talking right now. But, we actually need to go back to the Talon Medical School for that sub-event that just popped up. You can get this later in Chapter 4, but it's probably best to get it now because you're already in Fennmont. The reason why is because you start this, since both stories start this quest and, you know, are working on this, this isn't missable. You can come back later in the game and do this. But whenever you come here, you should be able to see a familiar face here. So let's go ahead and talk to this guy here in the Talon Medical School.
Mr. Eldon?
Dr. Jude! Hey, good news. You're in the clear now. Between Gillen's betrayal and the Exodus situation, no one cares about your charges anymore. When everything calms down, they may want you to come in and answer some questions, but it won't be a big deal.
But there are still wanted posters everywhere.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We haven't had time to take them down yet.
Well, that's still great news. Right, Jude?
Yeah.
I've been meaning to ask you, Doc. What happened to that tall guy who was with you before? You know, the one who knocked me down on the pier.
You mean Alvin? He's... well...
I knew that had to be Alvin.
You know him?
Not personally, but my wife and I used to be close to the woman he lived with. Her name was Mink.
Mink?
She's a real beauty. She wears glasses and always carries a book around. You don't know her?
Hmm? Do you mean Pressa?
Maybe. I'm sure Mink wasn't her real name. That's why I wanted to talk to Alvin, you see. To make sure he knew her real identity.
What do you mean?
We received some intel that said she was actually a spy. One of the rats.
What's that?
They're spies from one of the Azul clans.
Exactly. Mink made friends with a lot of Rashigal nobles and military officers and pumped them for secrets. If you see Alvin, could you tell him that? I think he has a right to know. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm late for my appointment.
What should we do?
I don't know.
If it's something Pressa didn't want him to know, then I don't think we should tell him. I mean, if even Alvin couldn't figure it out, she must have really wanted that secret kept.
That's true. Well, if you feel that strongly about it, I guess we can keep her secret.
That was a continuation of the Those Who Act in Shadow sub-event. We started at the very beginning of the game, if you remember. Yeah, we're still not done with that side quest. We won't be until endgame, so I wouldn't worry about it for right now. But anyways, let's go to the Sea Haven. And when we come up here, we should be able to meet up here with Gaius. And if you just actually come up here, it's actually talk to Wingle right here. So let's go ahead and talk to him and try to find out about Muzét.
His Highness is already aboard. We will depart soon.
Excuse me.
I presume you wish to ask about Zhao.
Yes. Do you know why he protected me during the battle?
Perhaps he sought to make amends for his past crimes.
But he ended up dying as a result.
There are some who believe that nothing is more important than survival. But priorities change. Life starts to lose purpose when you've gone astray. Sometimes the only means to make amends for one's actions in life is to die.
I don't really understand.
Nor should you. You should focus instead on enjoying what you have.
How do I do that?
That's for you to find out. Zhao's greatest wish was for you to find happiness in life. Of that I am certain.
Okay, I'll find a way.
That will put Zhao at peace.
If I may.
Full of questions today, aren't we? Let me guess. Is it about His Highness?
What are Gaius's plans for Riza Maxia?
No doubt His Highness will one day unite this world. That should tell you what you want to know.
Thank you for your time.
What is it?
It's nothing. Shall we move onward?
I see. All that time, she was just bait.
That's why I want to meet the real Maxwell. To find out the truth.
He'd most likely reside in the spirit realm.
But does such a place even exist?
And even if it did, we have no means of getting there.
Indeed, it's little more than a legend. But we know for a fact that spirits exist. So it follows that they must reside somewhere. Likewise, a path to their realm must also exist.
Hey, what about Niakara? Don't they call that place the Village of the Spirits?
You have a point. It lies near a mountain known as the Hollomont. Perhaps you might find a clue there.
Well, what are we waiting for? Let's check it out.
Don't get too excited. This ship isn't turning around before we reach the Lance of Kresnik.
Really? Come on, who cares about that stupid lance?
Gaius, earlier you spoke of stopping the Otherworld reactor plan. I suspect you're planning to invade Olympius using the Lance of Kresnik.
It is for the good of Riza Maxia.
Hold on. You would need massive amounts of mana to use the lance.
I understand. I do not wish to sacrifice humans or spirits.
Then maybe we don't have to use it.
The reality is, someone must.
Are you trying to finish what Milla started?
I never put it into that perspective. But inevitably, yes. That is what I'm doing. No one has ever made such a strong impression on me.
Then we also need to consider the fate of Olympius.
You're worried about them? At a time like this? They were willing to sacrifice every human and spirit life in Riza Maxia.
Why does one side have to suffer for the sake of the other? That doesn't sit well with me. It wouldn't sit well with her either. She would destroy the schism and save everyone. That's what I want to do.
I'm surprised to hear such words from you. Are you trying to repay her for what she's done for you?
Yes.
You've grown strong. Jude, join me and...
Your Highness, we've nearly arrived. The salvage operation needs your attention.
Very well.
Gaius?
Jude.
Yeah. After this, I bet that they'll rebuild the lance back at the laboratory.
So then, you were listening to me.
What's happening out there?
Incoming from the southeast! It's her!
Time to clean up. I'll slaughter every last one of you.
Muzét, stop this right now!
They live? I should have known better than to trust that rogue. I'll deal with him later. But first... It's time someone cleaned up and rid the world of you.
It won't be easy!
Such confidence, despite the fact that your precious Milla is gone.
Things have changed. We want to know how this happened. You'll be the one to tell us.
I'd love to see you try.
Let's get our answers from Muzét. Ugh. Now we have to fight her. Aboard the ship, she is level 50. And she is only weak to light. She uses darkness-based attacks. If you have any light sort of beta-based attacks, they're going to do well against her. Muzét is probably one of the hardest bosses in this game. Mostly because of her mystic art. She not only does that, she has a lot of moves that will knock you straight up to the ground. And not only that, they do a lot of massive amount of damage too. So you really need to be careful of that. She activates her mystic arts really, really frequently. This is probably like the most frequent character that uses their mystic art. She also has a move called Sunburst, which, as you guys can see, drops the sun on the field and completely obliterates everybody. Not only that, it causes burn damage, which really freaking hurts because it just drains your health after a while. But just be on the defensive when you're fighting Muzét. Use light-based attacks. Have Rowan in this fight. Well, obviously, kind of have to have Rowan in the fight. You only have 4 characters at this point. But have him use moves like, you know, the chain move that you just saw. That's a light-based attack. Use the Shimmering Bell move. All this other stuff. You want to use your light-based stuff. You really need to exploit that weakness. But other than that, she is really, really mean. And she will daze you like that. Because she uses area effect moves that will completely stun you and stuff like that. Don't be afraid to use stuff like snap pivots like I'm doing right now, because she does telegraph her moves really easily, so you'll be able to, you know, snap pivot behind her and just wail on her. But, as you guys can probably tell, she's going to go ahead and use her mystic art here.
All shall be purged. Eternity calls upon you. Your fatal prison awaits. Event Horizon.
Event Horizon. Frickin' really hurts, and it automatically in some instances, it doesn't kill you, but the after effect will. It brings your health down to 1, and it really hurts. As you guys can see, Leia and Rowan are down for the count. At this point, I would really suggest getting Leia, because I have her right now set up to use her resurrection skill and stuff like that. But Event Horizon freaking sucks, and you don't want to be caught up into that. And she uses this quite frequently too, to kind of drain your health down to that. But just keep wail on her, and eventually you will beat her. But also be mindful, you don't have Alvin at this point, so breaking guards is really hard.
That was really close.
We stopped her somehow.
She didn't seem like her usual self.
But we put a stop to crazed Muzét. Now we want our answers. So,
Yes, all right.
Muzét,
I feel much
give us the
stronger
answers
than
we
just
seek
getting
about
started.
Milla and Maxwell.
Phew. It's a good thing we didn't try tackling her on our own.
Muzét, why are you doing this?
Why? All I am doing is... All I'm trying to do is protect Riza Maxia, that's what!
I mean, how does what you're doing protect Riza Maxia?
How am I supposed to know?
So you are acting under order.
Please, you have to tell us. Where is Maxwell? We need to know.
What do you people want with Lord Maxwell?
So there is another Maxwell after all.
Muzét, this can't be what Maxwell really wants, can it? Of course it can! Lord Maxwell, is this not your divine will? Lord Maxwell, please! Command me to smite these humans! What is happening to her?
I do not know.
Wingo, come!
Yes, sir.
Follow me.
Gaius, no!
After His Highness! Send word to the Chimeriad!
Where are Gaius and Muzét?
You sure this is the right place?
What?
Why?
What's the big idea, Featherneck?
Are you gonna tell us why you're doing this?
Because it's dangerous.
What is? Us?
No, Jude. You.
Why would you say that?
Having Jude meet Maxwell may impede on Gaius's progress. Is that what you believe?
You think I would get in Gaius's way?
Don't let them escape.
Now please come quietly.
What?
Tipo!
Pucker up!
Ha!
Wait, really?
Now, let us find Gaius.
But where'd he go?
One place comes to mind.
The Nia Kara Holomont.
Yes, precisely.
Come on, guys. I wouldn't mind a heads up next time you plan a rescue. What? I'm not a mind reader.
So, as of right now, it looks like Gaius went after Muzét, and honestly, our next objective is to Nia Kara Holomont. But first, we have a skit here. So let's go ahead and listen to this.
I can't believe he turned on us! Stupid featherneck!
He really caught us off guard. Why would he do that after he told me about Zhao?
When Wingle makes a decision like this, he's thinking only of King Gaius. He would do anything, and stop at nothing for the good of his king.
He must really look up to Gaius.
I think it's more complicated than that.
Gaius and Wingle aren't friends?
They are friends. They share the same ideals, and they walk the same path, which is what makes it so complex. They are close friends, and yet at the same time, fierce rivals.
What does that mean? I don't get it.
Leia, do you understand? Not really. I guess it's like the dude version of being a catty schoolgirl.
That's surprisingly accurate, actually.
So having rivals is equivalent to being a catty schoolgirl. But anyways, now our next objective is to go to the Neokara Holomont, which is actually closer to home than you actually think. But first, we're going to actually go ahead and level up our characters. But yeah, as of right now, we need to head over to Neokara Holomont. And honestly, the next couple of episodes is going to be kind of difficult. I'm going to say this. We're going to go into a dungeon that actually is really difficult. But that's where we're going to be headed in the next episode. Now, before this episode is all over and said and done, I was going to end the episode here. But whenever I, was about ready to, when I turned off the recording and all that other stuff, and then I saw this. There's another skit that we have right now. It's called Frantic Muzét. So we're going to go ahead and take a listen to this skit.
Muzét is like a totally different person now.
She was never a person. She's a different spirit.
She's no different. This was her true nature all along.
I don't know if that's the case.
How come?
She's just been following orders this whole time. I wonder what she's feeling inside. It could be completely different from her outward actions. She might simply be lost, like I used to be.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Don't get me wrong, I can't forgive what she's done. It's just...
I know. Nice guy Jude has to walk a mile in the enemy's shoes. Just remember what we're here to do.
I know, she has to be stopped. We have to stop her.
That's the only answer to it. But in the next episode of Let's Play Tales Xillia, we are going to go straight to the Neokara Holomont. So with that, I will see you guys in the next episode.